You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Today's market transcends beyond ups and shops. Global Trends sets the pace for today's trader. On Africa Business Radio, we bring you Social Trader, keeping you updated around the world of online business across social media platforms on africabusinessradio.com.
Oh, this feels like the final football match between two soccer warriors. Oh my God, can somebody please tell me what the African formation is? Oh, it's 4-4-2. Amazing. Cool stuff. That's just super amazing, isn't it? Africa Business Radio is doing 4-4-2 on the news with 40% Nigerian stories, 40% African stories, and 20% global stories. Now that's what I call a homegrown, heart-breaking goal. Go, 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 go. Yes. Go.
Instead of freaking out about your constraints, embrace them. Let them guide you. Constraints drive innovation and force focus. Instead of trying to remove them, use them to your advantage. Welcome to another exciting episode of your number one radio show. This is Social Trader, a business show designed specially for entrepreneurs. I am Onojo, your host, as usual, and I can't wait to take you through what I have in stock for you today. That would be right after the break, so don't go nowhere.
We are the wind in the sails of your business. We are your compass. Chart your course towards your targets. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Just like large brands, your small business can be the subject of news stories, blog posts, social media comments, or consumers' reviews. Monitoring what's happening with your business or what's being said about your business helps you keep track of your online reputation, respond to comments in a timely manner, and improve your products and services and customer experience based on the feedback you receive. So on the trends today, I'm going to be telling you how to monitor your online business to know whether or not it's doing well. My first way of knowing if your business is doing well would be produce your own content. Produce your own content. You should consistently publish your own content, be it through your columns or any other ways. This helps you lead the conversation not only around what you do, but also around what the industry is doing. This content establishes your business as leaders in the space and thus gives you a lot of control over your company's image as well. Number 2, reverse image search your logo and images. You can use TinEye platform to conduct a reverse image search on your logo and images like infographics. TinEye will search through 15.9 billion images on the internet and provide you with URLs of any website using your images. You can start using them as a link building tactic, and I can assure you it's the great way to monitor your brand. I highly recommend that you do this once a month. Another way to monitor your business and how it is doing online is use Google Alerts and Mentions. Use Google Alerts and Mentions. You can use a mix of Google Alerts and Mention to monitor conversations and coverage surrounding your brand. You can set it up to listen on the conversation across social media platforms, blogs, and websites for your company's brand. This helps you learn what people are talking about and how they perceive your brand or company. Another way to know if your business is doing well or not is set social media queries. Set social media queries. You can monitor all your brand's terms across all social channels. It's an almost grassroots approach to image management because you want to ensure any critical brand mentions are squashed before they start trending or receive media attention. At the same time, you also want to be the first to know of any positive experiences with your business, so you can try to drive publicity to those testimonies as well. So that will be it on my trends this week. Moving on is where we get to meet another great personality on the Guest Corner right after the break. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa. africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
You are listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insight on Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available as podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Today's market transcends beyond hubs and shops. Global Trends sets the pace for today's trader. On Africa Business Radio, we bring you Social Trader, keeping you updated around the world of online business across social media platforms on africabusinessradio.com.
Okay, good to know you're still tuned in and you ain't leaving me lonely. So remember, this is Social Trader on Africa Business Radio, and this is the part of the show where we get to meet another great personality on our guest segment, who is going to be our social trader for today. Well, as an entrepreneur, all you need is some sort of inspiration and motivation from people who have left a landmark in the business sector. Here with me in the studio is one of the big guns making headways in the entrepreneurial space. So ladies and gentlemen, meet Nelly Mesik, a graduate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University with a Bachelor of Sciences in Marketing and Business Administration. He has attended different masterclasses to better equip himself to handle fashion and lifestyle related business, and was also at the age of 24 the youngest creative director for one of the biggest fashion and lifestyle magazines in Nigeria, and has also gone on to work with some of the biggest names in the entertainment and fashion industry. Nelly is the founder and chief executive officer Nelly Mesik Consultancy, a premium agency that deals with photography, brand management, and talent consultancy. Hi, Nelly.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
First of all, you look really dark.
Thank you.
I know, it's part of the business, so I understand.
Oh yeah, you just have to look the part.
I know. So welcome on Africa Business Radio.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
Nice. This is your first time here, right?
Yeah, it is actually my first time.
So how do you feel being on the show today?
I feel very amazing considering the fact that we're going to be talking about business, and I'm all about business and money.
And I'm very well excited as well that I have people listening that would want to listen to you. I mean, this show is actually designed for entrepreneurs. So the idea of this show is bring people who are already succeeding in this path to help enlighten, inspire, and motivate people who are in queue for this lifestyle. So I'm glad to have you here, Mr.
Thank you.
Nelly. So would you quickly tell us, I've talked a bit about your brand, but I want you to do more of the talking so people would know, okay, I am not, framing things or, cooking some things up. So tell us a little bit more about Nelly Mesik Consultancy.
Okay, so Nelly Mesik Consultancy.
Mesik?
Yeah, it's actually Mesik.
What does that mean?
It means people of destiny from where I'm from. I'm from Delta State.
Ooh. So, wait, is that supposed to be a Delta name?
I actually don't know. I think it's just my grandfather's first name.
It sounds like a nickname, I was even pronouncing it Mesik because it's spelled Mesik, and then this is me saying Mesik.
Yeah, I know.
So it's Mesik.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Please write down.
Okay, so Nelly Mesik Consultancy was founded in 2014. So it was founded as a business that is meant to cater to people who need photography and talent business related needs. So first, I started off as the creative director for Vanguard Aleo, which is one of the biggest newspaper magazines in Nigeria. So when I started, I came in with my staff. I had like full staff of photographers, makeup artists, stylists, and the rest of them. So I realized that because I was doing it for Vanguard, I needed to take it a step further to do it for myself, so that I could be able to like cater to other clients that are not just for Vanguard, because Vanguard was like my first client. Okay. So I needed to find ways to make sure that people understood what I was all about and understand that I was attaching premium to my service. So I actually started this business with no capital.
Wow.
Yeah, because the business was more about networking, the people I know, people I met, people I'd worked with. So it was a lot easier for me to just get people. The only problem I had was trying to convince people to allow me to do their photo shoots or their events and all of that for them. So we started off as just the photography part, but then because I started working with celebrities, I had one of my friend's mom rather called me. I was like, that they need Flavor. They know that I'm very close with Flavor. Can I get them like a cheaper deal? So they told me their own price, and so I spoke to Flavor's people and I got them like 1,500,000 less than what they had gotten. Oh. So all of a sudden, I just had like a moment of epiphany. I'm like, okay, I actually know all these people. I know them not just because I know their management. I know them like personally. Like I can be able to call maybe an Adekunle Gold. I can be able to call some of these people personally, and I could be able to talk to them. So I felt, okay, this is also under business. You don't necessarily need money to enter this business. You just need to build that vast network. So, I always tell people now, network is the new currency. You really need network to be able to like get to the next level in your life. Yeah. So that's how that started. So we started booking artists, booking entertainers generally. So we book artists. So we book artists, we book comedians, we book MCs, bands, dancers, and all of that. And so when I started more with the private people, but I realized there were just too many, there was just too many drama that comes with working with private individuals. When you talk to them about consultancy fees and all of that, it's always a bit of a problem because everyone is always. And the thing they really didn't understand is that when you have us consulting for your event, and let's say someone's fee is like 10 million, we could be able to get them for you at like 7 million. So even as at that, the money that you're supposed to pay for my percentage added to the money that I'm getting for you, it's still not up to the amount of money you will pay if you didn't bring me on board. You understand? So it was a little bit of a struggle.
So you're paying directly.
Exactly. So now we try to focus more on corporate clients. Okay. Because it's way better, more civilized, and more
It's more so now.
Yeah, but when I started, I didn't really start with the corporate.
Okay.
I started with the people I could see, the people I had at my reach. You understand? Because I feel like that's one of the problems young entrepreneurs have. You want to start from A and then jump to Z. You're supposed to start from A, go gradually up until a time when you feel like, okay, you've solidified your space, and then you now want to move to the next level. So I think that was what happened.
Okay, now, was Nelly Mesik, right? I'm getting it right now.
Sure.
So Nelly Mesik Consultancy, something you've always wanted to do, or you just happened by chance? You know what, you had a chance and you just, okay, let me grab this.
Okay, so I think it's something I'd always wanted to do. I'd always wanted to be in the entertainment space. I've always known that I was creative, so I wanted to be in the creative and entertainment space. So it was something I'd always thought about. And the fact was that when I was growing up, I'd made up my mind after some horrible experience I worked as a barman in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when I finished secondary school. So my experience there for 6 months made me decide I'm never going to do a 9-to-5 work for anyone.
Anybody.
You understand? So I'd always started thinking about, you know what, you're finishing the university now. I finished university in 2012. I knew, and the funny thing was that I was not born or raised in Lagos. I moved to Lagos in 2013.
Okay.
So it was a bit very hard, but I knew that I needed to do something that I loved, something that I was going to be very proud and happy about, because I felt like if I had to be some 9-to-5 work person, I'm going to be very depressed. Like,
exactly. For some people.
Yeah, I like having the creative space to be able to think what I want, and then the creative control to do what I actually want. You understand? So I think I'd always thought about the fact that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Though the photography was always thought about, but the talent consultancy was an afterthought of just that one phone call from my friend's mom who wanted flavor, and then I'm like, okay, we can be able to
now
do
that's
this.
going to take me to the next question. You seem to have a lot of connections to the Niger celebrities. Now I'm wondering how you get through to these people. How did you come about them? How, because here I didn't want to talk about that. I wanted us to stress it together. You've actually you're still consulting for Mona Lisa, Chinda, Chika Ike, Linda Osifo, and Flavor, and the rest of them, so many other people. Please, I would like you to tell us how you get through to these people. You had a relationship going on before now, or is something that happened while you're still doing the business?
Okay, so the thing is, most of them were people I met maybe... Okay, so let me tell you the thing about myself. I'm an opportunistic person.
Okay.
If I meet you one time, I'm going to leave an impression. I need to leave an impression. I need you to remember me tomorrow and be like, oh, that dude I met, what was his name? Mm-hmm. I need to remember who you are. You need to remember who I am.
Exactly.
That's my bedrock, the way I've always structured myself. So some of these people, like Mona Lisa Chinda, I met her when she came for a cover shoot for Vanguard Allure.
Okay.
You understand? So that was where we met. And this was like 2015 or 2014, thereabout. And you can see from that 2014 till now, we are still doing businesses together. So I do a lot of consultancy for her, branding, styling, all of that. So we do like a full-on consultancy for her. Then Chika Ike is also a very good friend.
Okay.
So like when she wanted to do this her new movie, Small Chops, we came in, we wanted to like do like photo shoots and all of that to be able to like help promote the business. So most of these people were met during my time ongoing as I'm running my business. So the thing is that when I meet these people on a daily basis, but the thing that stands me out is my ability to find out what they want, and then I give them what they want. So I know that it's all about creating a need and satisfying that need. So whenever I know what these people need, and you'd be so surprised, some of these celebrities, they only need small, minute things.
Okay.
Very tiny, but they always don't have people who are doing that for them.
You mean tiny but detailed?
very detailed, very important. They might be very tiny, but
very detailed. It has to be all out there. They need to see. And you also have worked for big brands. You know, when having you here, all I smell is money. Because I can see that you've been doing so much stuff, and you've been your own heating is not the little heatings we see every now and then. It's the big. You're actually dealing with the big things. You've also worked with brands like Sahara Energy, Shell Nigeria, Standard Chartered Bank. Wow. Watersmith, Petroman, Abi, and Coca-Cola, Ogun State Government, Shell Nigeria, Fidelity Bank. Please, how do you get this connect? Please, I know there's someone listening to me right now and they're feeling like, okay, this guy must be one connected. I mean, for someone to have this kind of links, you must be some sort of connected person. You must have a link. Please, how do you get through this? I know probably your work has actually contributed, spoken for you, and then you have referrals and all of that going on. But for the sake of someone who is starting little and wants to be inspired and wants to know how to go through the process, please tell us how you get through these brands.
Okay, so first I must point out the fact that I'm the creative director for Vanguard makes it a lot easier.
Sure.
Now, but the thing is that it's always all about what happens after you've met someone. Let me give you an example now.
Okay.
So, I know an event planner called Mosun. She owns one of the biggest, very young lady. She owns one of the biggest event companies in Nigeria. It's called IPC Events.
Okay.
So, I'd met IPC Event at some point, and she came on my cover. But before the cover, I just called her one day and was like, okay, this is my name, this is who I am. I book artists for people, then I manage. It's not just booking artists, we book and manage.
Okay.
So if it's outside Lagos, we take care of the flights, the accommodations, the everything. So you just pay the money and you see the artist on that day.
Cool.
You understand? So I spoke to her, she was like, okay, no problem. So through me, she booked Flavor like twice or 3 times out there about. So the thing about how I run my business is I run it in such a way that I need to leave an impression the first time we meet. Because let's be very frank, you don't have second chances at creating first impressions.
Exactly.
So I always make sure that people who've booked artists before, they can always be able to understand the difference between when I'm involved and when I'm not involved. You understand? So it's always very important for people to understand that once this guy is involved, can you see how everything is very effortless? The artist is here as at the time that you need them. Everything is like going very amazing and very smoothly. So because I did that for her, she referred me to a friend of hers. So this friend of hers needed flavors for something. I booked flavor for the doctor. And then this doctor friend now referred me to the head of comms at Sahara Energy.
Okay.
So Sahara that year, that was like 2 years ago. So they tried me. They were like, we need Burna Boy. How much can you get us Burna Boy?
Okay.
I'm not going to say the figure, but I told them the figure I could get. They were shocked. So they said, okay, you know what? Book Burna for us. And then I booked Burna. They paid. But it was later that I realized that the price that I gave them was 2.5 million less than what they had gotten from Burna directly.
Yeah. Wow.
So
it's a lot easier.
So once I did that, they were like, okay, you know what? Book all the other 5 artists or other people that we need, the DJs and all of that. So because I did that, and then on the day of the event, they had been booking artists, of course, the previous years and all of that. But because of the way I handled everything, all the artists, they came at the time we needed them. No, there was no time lag. Everyone was there at the time we needed them. So because of that, it was a lot easier. So the event planner for the event, her name is Mrs. Eunice Adeyemi. So she owns one of the biggest corporate event planning companies in Nigeria. It's called Q21 Solutions. Okay. Now, you'll be so shocked. Q21 Solution has only 3,000 followers on Instagram, but they are the ones that handle more than half of the corporate clients in Nigeria.
Wow. How is that?
It shows you when people know what you're doing and you're doing it well, they will always come for you. It's really as simple as that.
So really quick, It's impressive, but I still want us to touch a bit about something that you've been trying to dodge since. So you've been saying, okay, so I booked, people meet me, I want this person, and I had the person booked for the event. I went on to have another person booked for the event. There's someone probably listening right now that's actually trying to go into the business of consultancy. Now, how do you make your own profit when you have a client who comes at you and be like, okay, we want this person booked, and then you give them the price they should be paying for, especially when you mentioned that when your booking is cheaper than when they book directly. Now, how do you make your own profit? Yeah,
so we usually charge clients consultancy fees.
Okay.
So usually what we do is if the general fee or the total fee of your booking is less than 10 million, we charge you 10%.
Okay.
Of the entire booking.
So who's now paying your clients?
No, the clients will pay.
Okay.
Yeah, because most times the figures that we get from the artists are not going to now want to pay you any 10%.
Exactly.
Because they'll feel like you're trying to now exploit them.
Exactly.
So when the booking is more than 10 million, between 10 million and 25 million, we charge you 5%. If it's above 25 million, we charge you 4%.
Wow. Okay. So working with these people, I mean the celebrities and the big brands, I am really curious. I know these people can be highly crazy at times. They can be really, really crazy and weird. What would you say are the 3 most pressing challenges working with celebrities and big brands are?
Okay, so the thing about it is that when it comes to the big brands, they usually don't come with drama. Well, some do though.
Oh, I know.
Some do, but most of them are always very professional. They know what they want and they tell you what they want. You see, Onoja, this is what I want. Just deliver what I want. And it's my work to make sure that we deliver what they want. So most of the time, but when it comes to the celebrities, I've gotten to the point where there is always constant respect between me and the management and the celebrities and the artists themselves, or the comedian or the dance. I always try to make sure that everyone is very comfortable. They are comfortable to tell me their problems. I'm also comfortable to tell them my problems with them. Like if someone messes up, and then there's also a way I use in psyching myself. If you as an artist or an artist manager, if you give me stress, I blacklist you. And I'm not going to want to work with you again. And then if clients call me, I don't know how to hide things. I'm going to tell you, I don't want to work with this artist. If you want to book them, you can book them by yourself, but I'm not going to book them. And then if you're really the kind of person who understands how these things work, you would want to know why. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. And
but don't you think it's a bad business for the artist? Don't you think this is you shaming them or like
no. Usually before I blacklist an artist, it's because they've done something very unprofessional constantly. Either, trust me, you need to see how I deal with these people. I try as much as possible. You have to be human to deal with these people, but then most times someone can drive you mad over things that are so unnecessary and very minute. You understand? So because of that, because I'm trying as much as possible to make sure that I don't have problems with people personally. I don't want to insult anyone, so I'd rather I keep my space. It's for my own sanity. You understand? So most times, and then most of the artists, the truth of the matter is that most of them, when it comes to their work ethics, some are very good and some they're always wanting in the ethics side. But it's always very important to learn who you're dealing with and then try as much as possible to understand how to follow them. You understand? There are some people, let me give you an example now. Someone like Adekunle Gold now. Adekunle Gold and his manager, very, very easy breezy kind of people. It's very easy to deal with them. Okay. I can be able to call Adekunle now and be like, oh, Adekunle, I have something. This is what this is not your amount, but can you help me do this? You understand?
Yeah.
And they are always easy breezy to deal with. The same as Flavors people. I always have, and the thing about me is that when I notice people who are very easy breezy to deal with, I always try to push clients to them because it's always a lot easier.
I understand.
When you have someone who understands the reason why they are there, and they just come, they do the business, they want to impress the client, they want to impress you, the booking artist, the booking agents, it makes it a lot easier. You understand? So most times, how I deal with them is communication. Communication is very key. It's always very important for you to say, "Hi, Onoja, I don't like what you just did. What you did here did not make sense.
Yeah.
The clients did not like this. The clients wanted this, but you gave this, so they're not very happy about this." I would prefer if you can take the phone number of one of the people from the client's team and talk to them personally, so that they understand that, okay, that you're actually very sorry about what happened or whatever transpired. So it's always very key for me to make sure that there is a link between the client who is paying the money and the artist or the celebrity or whoever is collecting the money. So everyone, there has to be transparency. That's how I'm able to manage all the dramas. And
Really
excesses.
cool. I mean, impressive. So now we know the barrier to entrepreneurship is really low. Hence, we have a lot of people rolling in and rushing in to claim their stake, right? Hence, I know it's it's normal to have concept replication. Like, do you have any moments you've had people replicate your concept? I mean, concept replication. Have you ever had anyone come up with something as same as what you're doing? I know you can't possibly be the only person doing this consultancy and stuff. Do you have anyone who actually structured their own kind of their own concept as exact same as yours?
The thing about it is that when you're in a creative space, there is always bound to be other people who are doing the same thing as yourself. But I think most times I'm always just very concerned about myself, concerned about how I'm going to make the client very happy.
How you can up your game.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that how I know that I'm doing very well is because some of these companies that I called out for you now, every year when they need the same services, they come back to you. They come back because that's because the first or the second time or whenever we did it well, and they enjoyed it. You understand? So it's always very important for us to make sure that you're consistent enough to do well by your client. But I feel like anybody who is doing the same thing that I'm doing and they are doing it well, it means that
they're following the right footsteps.
Yeah, they're maybe we're just all following the right footsteps. I don't think it might be replication, but I think it might just be all of us trying to do the right thing.
So you mean you haven't gone through, you haven't come across anyone doing that?
Yeah, but for the photography part, I have had people, maybe I had a concept that was very personal to me, and I've had people who went on and replicated the whole thing.
How did that make you feel?
Plagiarism, it's never really nice in any place, in any creative space, but sometimes you just think about this and you move on because you don't want to feel like the problem is all from your own side. So you try to move on and let it go.
Move on. I mean, and sometimes it can be really exciting to know that people are actually following your footsteps.
Yeah, it's also very important.
People.
Yeah, and then it's always very nice. Maybe I've had people who maybe like younger people who copied some of the photo shoots that I've done, like some of the concepts.
And then you feel happy.
I actually felt very happy because I'm like, okay, it means someone is really noticing what I'm doing. So it makes quite a lot of difference though.
Okay, you've been working with the big guns in the society and all that. And I know there must definitely, you've been sounding like, okay, you know what, it's been rosy, smooth and everything. I'd like you to share with us one of the most awkward moments you've had working with these people. Just pick one. Like each time you look back and remember, you'll be like, how the hell did I get through that?
Okay. It's not always rosy. Trust me. Sometimes you could go mad. I've been on the verge of running mad a couple of times. I think the worst experience I've had was in 2018 with Fino.
Okay.
With Fino and his management. I don't want to go into the details, but at some point I felt like I wanted to choke both the artist and his manager because they were being unnecessarily difficult to the point that I just did not know what to do. You understand? Okay. So I've had the thing about working and running a business in Nigeria is that it's never rosy. There's always human factors, there's always political factors, there could always be environmental factors that are always trying to impede the success that you're trying to achieve. So, but in most of the cases, in my own case, I think it's usually the human factors that are always like trying to drive you mad. Trust me. I've had those situations. I don't want to mention some of them. Trust me, they've been horrible.
I understand. I needed you to say that because someone is beginning to think, okay, this guy has everything sorted out.
Oh, no.
And he's just chilling, making the big money. Well, and that's really cool. So would you like to share with us prospects for Nelly Mesik Consultancy?
Okay, so there are quite a lot of things that we are trying to plan. Trying to go for the photography part, trying to open up a studio, like a proper studio that people could come in and do like a series of photo shoots. I don't want to go into the details, but it's like in the pipeline now. And then for the talent part, we're trying to do more of promotion so that people know what we're doing. It's so funny that I've never really done like all those sponsored ads or stuff like that, but people are always calling. But I think it's based on the fact that I know a lot of people. Okay. And then apart from that, I try to make sure that if you use my service one time, even if you're not needing my service anymore, you are going to want to refer my service to another person, because I try to make it as easy as possible. You're going to want to come and feel like, oh, there was an artist, there were artists in this event. How come all of them, once they call them, they were already on stage and all of that? So you need to be able to like understand those things.
Quickly before I let you go, I want to ask you this. I mean, have you ever had a situation where you had someone booked and the person did not show up for an event?
Oh, okay. So the truth is, I've never actually had that situation because my contract is very ironclad.
Okay.
So my contract stipulates that if you don't show up for my event, you pay me 200% of what I've paid you. So if I pay you like 4 million, you're supposed to pay me back like 10 million.
Okay,
yeah, so
who wouldn't show up? I'll definitely show up and plus.
And then the thing about it is that most times you also realize that, the typical Nigerian does not read. But I because I know most Nigerians... We're
beginning to read now.
Yeah, but because I know most people don't read. When it comes to contracts, people just sign and sign.
I know.
But I always am very quick to make you go through the contract and look at the clauses where it would matter to you. Because if I'm going to say, oh, please look at the clause 4.1, that's where you need to look, because that's where you have to understand that if you don't come and if you don't show up,
this is what is going to happen to you.
Very important.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, I'm wondering what happens if you have someone booked and the person doesn't show up.
I've actually had colleagues who did book artists and they did not show up.
I know. I hear of it like all the time.
Yeah,
I really do.
Happens a lot, but it's never happened to me. That's
you're lucky. So, advice. What would you have to say to aspiring fashion entrepreneurs?
I think it's really all about what I'm going to say to them is to believe in themselves. Originality is very, very key. You don't have to copy people and believe you're going to be like them. You have to only be yourself and believe you can be yourself. Be the best version of yourself. It's really as simple as that. And also, I feel like some of these young aspiring fashion entrepreneurs, what they also need to do is to understand the need for business. If you might want to ask what I mean.
Please.
Someone is a new designer or something, or some creative person, you're trying to create a service or a good, and there is no... Let's talk about clothing. The clothes, they're not wearable, and you're attaching some ridiculous amounts of money to it. So how are you going to be talking about making sales? How are you talking about income? Where are you going to be getting your money from? You understand? So it's always very important for everyone to be very realistic. Reality is very important. When you're realistic, you understand how this works and you understand the market. You need to be able to do market surveys, understand the market that you're going into, know the target market, know everything that you need to know before you even go into the business. So just don't enter into the business because you feel like, oh, okay, I'm bored or I'm doing this and I feel like going into this. Everything has to be properly thought of. So you're not just dabbling into it because you feel like, okay, maybe that's the new thing. That's where money is now coming from. So you want to go there. So it's always very important for everyone to be very realistic and also to make sure that they are doing what they want. Okay.
Thank you so much, there, Nelly, for sharing this moment with us. And if you're listening to us, especially you are an aspiring entrepreneur who is about to go into this line, what Nelly is saying in a nutshell is try to be the best version of yourself and focus more on client satisfaction, that is, than the profit. And it's been an amazing journey so far with my guest on the Social Trader Guest Corner this week. And I'm more than excited that he has had so much to say to us, to inspire and to motivate us as you go into your dream career. And it's been Nelly, the founder and chief executive officer, Nelly Mesik Consultancy, a premium agency that deals with photography, brand management, and talent consultancy. Now, before I let him go, so people like I know, like me, who's about to have one of the biggest events in Nigeria, would like to connect and know how I could get through to him, on how he could link me up to some of the stars that I like to have on my show. So if you're like me and you want to hook up to him, so I'm going to give him a chance now to call out probably his links or contacts, how we can get through to him, however, on the show, so you can just get that done. So Nelly, please.
Oh, okay. I think the easiest way is Instagram. They can just anyone can reach me on Nelly Mesik. That's at NELLYMESIK on Instagram, and I'm always open to DMs and all of that.
So it's Mesik, MESIK, not Mesik, MESSIAK, because if you allow me, that's how I spell it. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Nelly.
Thank you.
Up next is our top 3 tips on how to succeed doing business online. So I urge you to sit back, relax, as after this break, I'll be bringing that and more your way. So don't go nowhere.
Oh, this feels like the final football match between two soccer warriors. Oh my God, can somebody please tell me what the African formation is? Oh, it's 4-4-2, amazing. Cool stuff. That's just super amazing, isn't it? Africa Business Radio is doing 4-4-2 on the news with 40% Nigerian stories, 40% African stories, and 20% global stories. Now that's what I call a homegrown, heart-breaking goal! Go, 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 go! Yes. Go!
Great personality there on the guest corner this week. Well, I hope and believe that you've learned something for yourself on how to push your business to the greater level. Moving on, guys, is our top 3 tips on how to succeed doing business online. So are you an entrepreneur, an affiliate marketer, or even a blogger? This is the part where you want to turn up the volume of your radio set, your telephone, your system, wherever it is you're listening to me from, and let's do this together. My number 1 tip for this week would be offer value. Offer value. This has to be the most important factor in any online business. Not only do you have to offer your guests something of value, be it information, a tool, or advice, it has to be better and different from what they can get anywhere else. My number 2 tip would be build relationships. Relationship is everything, and it applies to business. It applies to online business. So, build relationships. If you are serious about working online, this is a must. Building relationships with your visitors is crucial to building trust, which is the basis for any potential sales. Try offering something for free to your guests, but make sure it's a solid product and not just another $2 ebook. My number 3 tips on how to be successful doing business online is find information. Find information. How good are you at that? Have you been finding information Well, if you haven't been, find one now. Find information. Always be on the lookout for a new development and technologies that can improve your business. Online traffic is the building of block of success, though you should always be striving to increase it. Although, be wary of the latest and greatest. Focus on building a site with tons of original content instead. Wow. Well, that's it on my top 3 tips this week. Remember, I firstly mentioned that you have to offer value. 2, I mentioned build relationships, which is the most important thing you can do in everything you do in this life. Build relationship. That's very important. Number 3, find information. And that's it on the top 3 this week. Sadly, this is how far I can take, how far I can go, how far we can actually give on this week's edition of the show. But do not worry, next week is another opportunity to catch up on another fantastic episode. So just before we go, we're going to quickly check out what we have on our take home for the day. Stop doubting yourself. Work hard and make it happen. Don't forget to keep the conversation going across all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Africa Business Radio, Twitter at Africa Biz Radio. Stream live from our website, www.africabusinessradio.com. Remember, you can also go ahead and listen to all our podcast shows on that platform, and you can thank me later. I am your regular host, Onoja, and until next week, good luck, entrepreneurs.
Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.